Well, good morning, and thank you very much for coming this morning. We have a lot of people here, and we're also streaming live on the internet, and the video will be available for later on the internet as well. I want to begin by thanking our presenting sponsors, Comcast Business Class, Delta Dental, Century Bank, the Pine Hills, IBEW Local 103, and Zip Realty, and also thank you to our associate sponsors, REAgentfinder.com, North Shore Bank, Real Liberator Technologies, North Shore Music Theater, First Republic Bank, New England Regional Council of Carpenters, and Window World of Boston. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's event. I want to tell you a little story about North Shore Music Theater before we begin. I got a call. We covered lots of business stories, obviously, every single day, and we were covering over a period of months the demise, if you will, of the North Shore Music Theater with the last owner and their attempt to reopen. When they finally filed and closed, I got a call on a Friday night from a gentleman down in southern New England saying, I heard a story on WBZ about this North Shore Music Theater. Do you have any contacts? This gentleman went on to purchase the theater, and Bill is reopening the theater this coming month. So, now, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking credit for that, just the fact that people listen and people respond, and that's terrific. Response was quick and sustained to today's business breakfast, and I want to thank you all for coming today. Housing is such a hot topic. It is our home, it's our future, it's the place of our memories, and for many, it's also their largest investment. And over the past few years, it's also been, I dare say, the source of our deepest worries. The loss of a home is to lose a life, to lose a neighborhood, to maybe lose a dream, and losing your security as well. And for many people, that has been a reality in the past couple of years. So, the whole idea of today's business breakfast was we wanted to find out, have we turned the corner? Is there reason for hope? Is there a rebound? Some indicators show that. Are we coming back? Can we feel secure in making the gut-wrenching decision to either sell the home that we're in or to go out and look for that new home? And that's why we're here this morning, to ask those tough questions, to get honest, straightforward answers, and to garner as much opinion, in fact, that you need so you can feel secure in making your next move. Now, before I introduce our panel, obviously, we're WBZ News Radio 1030, so some headlines this morning. Last night, true, the U.S. Senate approved a plan to give homeowners an extra 90 days to finish qualifying for the federal tax incentives that had expired. Now, the move would give buyers until September 30th to complete the purchase and to qualify for a tax credit of up to $8,000. The debate continues. It's now up to the House and the President, but there is an indication that the tax credit could be extended, and that's good news for home buyers and also for realtors. Now, under the current terms, buyers had until April 30th to get a signed sales contract and until June 30th to complete the sale. Also, the number of people applying for mortgages jumped last week. Overall applications were up 18%, but 75% of those were refinancings as mortgage rates stay below 5%. I do want to include one other headline, somewhat self-serving, but this just came in last night as well. Last night, WBZ News Radio 1030 won the National Edward R. Murrow Award from the Radio and Television Digital News Association. And it is a tribute to the entire WBZ News staff. We won the Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news coverage in our coverage of the death of Senator Ted Kennedy. And that award showed for us and for you the strength of our news staff, and it also reflected over 12 months of sustained research and planning by our staff for our coverage. So congratulations to everybody at WBZ for that award. And now back to the topic of the day. If you have been trying to sell your home without success, it is worth noting that the man charged with helping American families struggling in this economy is in the same boat. His name is Timothy Geithner. He's the Treasury Secretary. Well, he's been unable to sell his 5-bedroom Tudor in Larchmont, New York. He paid $1.6 million for it. It's on the market for $1.6 million. He bought it in 2004. It's now being rented. So the for sale sign is still on there. But let's look at our own economy and let's look at our own neighborhood right now. I want to welcome up to the stage Barry Bluestone, Kevin Sears, Tony Green, and John Spence. Barry is right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just give me a bye there. Whoops. It's a little tight here, but we all know each other. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you and good morning. And I know that some of us have traveled afar from Springfield and from other areas, some just down the road a bit. But thank you very much for attending this morning. And as we take a closer look at real estate and the changing view, let's see if we are bouncing back and rebounding. I wanted to begin with Barry Bluestone. Barry, for over 25 years at BC and at UMass Boston, now at Northeastern. Barry has been one of the country's foremost authorities in urban and regional planning. You've written hundreds of articles. You've co-authored, 11 books, including a new textbook called The Urban Experience. And you've also co-authored the Greater Boston Housing Report, since 2002. And that's where we wanted to start. Barry, with your research, and especially reflecting this latest housing report, what is the state of the housing market here in Massachusetts and in the Greater Boston area? Has the economic recovery kicked in, and are we seeing a rebound?
Anthony, well, those are the right questions to ask. And I have my own crystal ball, and I look at a lot of other crystal balls, and let me tell you what we see. The first is that while the economy is still in pretty tough condition in many parts of the country, I was in Detroit on Tuesday addressing the Auto Workers Convention. Here in Massachusetts, we're doing significantly better than the rest of the country. That's not true in past recessions. We usually lagged going in and then lagged coming out. This time, we lagged going in and we're coming out faster. We've created over 30,000 new jobs since the beginning of the year. Last month, we had more jobs created in a single month than any time in the last 17 years. And of course, that job picture is critical in terms of the housing market. The other thing is that if you look at the numbers that come out from Case-Shiller, or if you look at the numbers that come out of the Warren Group, which keeps track of our sales and prices of homes and condos, we really actually saw the housing market begin to stabilize all the way back at the end of last summer. And it's continued to do that. It fluctuates a little bit. We still have a foreclosure problem, although foreclosures were down a little bit last month. But the housing market is starting to come back. We're starting to see prices stabilize. And if we continue to see improvement in the jobs picture, I think we've probably seen the end of any decline in prices or any significant decline. And I would believe that we'll see home prices come back. It still will take 3-4 years until we get back to the peak prices we had in September 2005. But these are better times, and I expect them to get better here in the Commonwealth.
Now, you have done a study on the aging population in Massachusetts, how obviously there are fewer young people moving into the state, and we're all getting older every day. How does that change the equation of housing in Massachusetts?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you brought John Spence along, and Kevin.
Absolutely.
They're about the only young people left in the Commonwealth. We recently did a study for Civic Ventures, which is a wonderful group, which is asking the question, what are people like you and me going to do when we give up our regular jobs and are still reasonably healthy, encore careers? In doing that, we looked out at where is America, and then we looked at state by state in terms of the growth in the adult population, that's 18 and over, between now and 2018, 8 years from now. Of course, what you had was the baby boom generation after World War II, now aging like you and me. We had more than 20 million additional kids born between 1946 and 1964 in the baby boom generation. 20 million more than we would have under normal fertility rates. They're all aging now. Behind us is coming the baby bust generation. Many of them had very few kids. The result is that between now and 2018, there'll be about 21.3 million more adults over 18. 96% of those additional adults will be over age 55, and 2/3 of those will be over age 65. In Massachusetts, we're aging even faster. There'll actually be a decline in the number of adults between 18 and 54 and an explosion of about 244,000 more adults age 55 and above. What does that mean for housing? What does it mean for empty nesters? My son, I started late in life, is off to college in the fall. We don't have any kids. We got a big house in Cambridge. We're thinking about where do we want to live? Do we want to age in place? Do we want to move downtown on the waterfront or the South End? Lots of people are going to be making those decisions. What kind of housing can you get for active elders, active citizens? You may talk about that, I would think. And Pine,
I think so.
There you go. And I'll bring my golf clubs. So that we're going to have to think about how we're going to house those people. It also means we may have a lot of homes available, 3- and 4-bedroom homes, for the young people who are coming up and looking for those homes. So the aging and demographics are important. I happen to have an Obama bumper sticker on the back of my car. I'm a big supporter of the guy. But I want to replace it with a bumper sticker which says, demography is destiny. If you understand what's going to happen to the population by age, and of course, immigrants and the diversification of our population, you'll know a lot about how you have to approach a lot of markets, including the housing market.
Excellent. Thank you, Barry.